for first-time home buyers as well. You're going to save tons of time if you follow these guidelines, and you're going to end up with more closing, with more happy clients at the end. So make sure to attend this Friday 8 p.m. webinar. So that's one thing I'd like to mention. Another thing, for those people who are new tonight, United Realty of Canada provide hot leads plus coaching, how to close these leads. We're gonna have regular webinar for our agents to guide them to how to talk to people, how to close more deals, how to follow up. And we have a team support, and plus we have a CRM system. So please ask more about this thing, one of our agents. We're gonna explain it to you later. So that's two things I was going to mention it. Jerry, now you can.
Awesome, fantastic. Welcome everybody to urock365.com webinar series to grow your business. Today's speaker is going to be Mr. Michael Sobhi, and he's going to be talking to us about the commercial real estate in the 2020 crisis. And this event is hosted by Mr. Pat Javdan, broker of record from United Realty of Canada. I'd like to thank Mr. Pat Javdan, broker of record, and Dr. Alex Ahanchin, general manager. And they have sponsored this event, and I'm so grateful for their sponsorship and supporting this channel for the webinar series. I also like to, get to your attention. Please register your questions on urock365.com. And if you have any questions related to real estate or pre-construction or just real estate as realtors in general, then please click on one of those buttons, the black, the red, or the blue. Also, we have some really good webinars that we have recorded. One of the hot webinars is how to build your client database. You can register online and get that recorded webinar. And then there is another new webinar that is going to be coming up very soon, how to generate leads using newsletters and videos. Also, you should talk to Mr. Alex or Mr. Pat on the United Realty Realtors Guaranteed Income Program. I also like to thank Mr. Douglas Gray, author of the book, What the Financial Institutions Are Not Telling You. Register yourself on urock365.com to get a copy of this book. And this book is an excellent source for learning about how to save money and how to pay off your mortgage faster. So this is an excellent book. So please register and so that you can get a copy of this book online. I'd like to talk a little bit about Mr. Michael Sobhi. He has been in the real estate business for the last 35 years in the commercial real estate market, and he has helped many real estate agents professionally to create wealth and continuous streams of income. Mr. Michael Sobhi has a track record of doing business with investors, pension funds, public corporations, international developers, and builders. So now I'd like to give over the microphone to Mr. Pat Javdan so he can start the interview process right now. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, everybody who joined us today. And thank you, Mr. Michael Sobhi, who accepted our invitation.
Quite welcome.
Thank you. Michael, we have a few questions, and also I'm going to encourage all audience. If they have a specific question, they can put it in the chat section, and Jerry is going to read them after, if you have time, because our time limit is only 30 minutes. So we're trying to finish it before 30 minutes. So other people also have time and opportunity to ask questions. First question, which is kind of a standard question. How do you see the state of commercial real estate right now during this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, over the last several years, real estate investors have generated a steady cash flow and returns significantly above traditional source of yield. Outbreak, however, this has changed and real estate players have been hit hard across the country. Mm-hmm. Service providers are struggling to mitigate health risk for their employees and customers. On development, on development side, many developers can obtain permits and they face construction delays and stoppage on current projects.
Mhm.
And on investment side, potentially shrinking rate of return. Meanwhile, many commercial real estate asset owners and operators face reduced operation income, and almost all are nervous about how many tenants will struggle to make their lease payment. Concession and abatements are the words of today. They keep negotiating with each other. Not all real estate assets, however, are performing the same way during this crisis. Assets that have greater human density seems to have been the hardest hit, such as healthcare facilities, regional malls, lodging, and student housing. On the other hand, self-storage facilities, industrial facilities, and data centers have faced less significant declines. As of the month of April, by one estimate, the gross income of real estate assets has fallen 25% or more in most sectors.
Mhm.
It is no surprise that when shopping centers, when shoppers actually, when shoppers avoid crowds, universities send students home, and retailers, restaurants, and hotel, hotels close their doors, owning and operating those properties is less valuable propositions. As such, liquidity and balance sheet recovery have become very important than anything else nowadays. And the people are landlords actually, yes, they're trying to survive this pandemic.
Thank you so much. Uh, I know in the residential, many rules have been changed. For example, when you're going to show, open houses or showing, you have to follow a specific protocol to do these activities. Is anything changing in commercial as well?
Oh, yes. At least I think so. The
Mhm.
COVID-19 pandemic is already causing significant stress on commercial tenancy relationship across the country as businesses choose or are forced to close as part of the national social physical distancing policy.
Mhm.
Governments and industry leaders are encouraging landlords to be flexible and work with their tenants to find a special solution in order to bridge the gap through their difficult times. While it is reasonable to expect that many and even most landlords and tenants will make satisfactory arrangement during this crisis, some, however, may not. Like they are not going to make a deal. Some small their money and things like that. So they're not going to make a deal. But majority of big one they would. Normally, where a commercial tenant fails to pay rent or otherwise in serious breach of lease obligations, the landlord, if there is no pandemic. Normally, the landlord has several remedies. Generally, affirm the lease and or for
Mhm.
perform which this is not available when rent distress is in progress, and commence an action to the applicable court wherever they are. Number two, affirm the lease and re-enter and re-let the premises, and that is only if the landlord has reserved the right of re-entry in the lease or has received a court order to do the same effect. Affirm the lease and exercise rent distress rights, which means seizure of the property and asset. In brief, to answer your question, remedies being the landlord ability to terminate a commercial lease, re-enter and re-let the premises in the context of COVID-19 pandemic, as the company limit their operation to only urgent for commercial landlord to effect this termination will greatly be constrained and legal. So basically, the hands of everybody is
Mhm.
nobody could do anything. So basically, the tenant is going to still stay there. The
Mhm.
landlord still is going to be negotiating how they get their money because there is no third body to could this because it's not one of the important things that they deal with.
Ah, thank you. Because I heard government offered a special program for commercial units,
Mhm.
and they said, okay, government pays 50%, but they're talking about 25% provincial they're going to pay, 25% federal government is going to pay, 25% the landlord's going to pay, and 25% the tenant. Save these deals, this agreement, this lease tenant agreement?
This is that's why I said the government is pressuring the landlord and tenants to start negotiating with each other, and then they come up with some sort of solution. So that may help a lot.
Uh-huh.
That
Okay.
may help a lot, because if the landlord they decide to reduce the rent, that's the 25%, 75% is going to help a lot. So business is going to continue until this pandemic is over.
Okay. Do you think is a good time to buy commercial real estate at this time? Because some people, they said, wait. Some people say, no, sell, sell, sell. So what is your view? Is it a good time to buy?
Oh, yes, there may be option for opportunistic investor in 2020 during the pandemic time, depending on how long COVID-19 disturbed the economy. So it's a good opportunity for those people that they're looking for a good deals. This is the time for it.
So they have to be careful that they make sure that this deal that come up, make sure that is a deal, right? It's a good deal.
Of course, it depends on so many things.
Right. What kind of commercial real estate do you recommend during this time?
Okay, good opportunities could include properties approaching the end of their financial term, or those with troubled operation. Loan maturities are dates that force owners to either sell or refinance. Refinance options have become a lot less attractive to lending environment. So if they want to refinance, they won't then be able to do it because it would be tough for them to get mortgage or for them. So this forced them maybe to sell the property, which makes prompt sellers to just take a discount or sell instead of taking a loan with large reserve requirement. The same goes for owners who are over cash reserves and owners' own resources are unable to float the property through good times. Then owners may choose the better of the two difficult options and sell at discount prices to avoid foreclosure.
So do you think this COVID-19 is, how long, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what do you see the ripple
How
effect
do you know? I
of,
may have a crystal ball.
oh, I hope so. Everybody's waiting for it. They want it.
Okay.
So nobody knows how long it's going to take, or nobody knows the ripple effect of this COVID-19 situation. What do you think about the ripple effect of a long time effect on
the global COVID-19 outbreak has and will continue to affect all aspects and sectors of the Canadian commercial real estate industry. For one is that the impact on landlord and tenant under commercial leases, which means that in future, like so many extra clauses would find its way into the leasing agreement, such like that, what would happen if this happened, if that happened. So probably the leasing agreement is going to, 2 pages is going to be adding to it. Then vendor and purchaser under the purchase agreement. So it means right now, the people who bought properties, but they passed the condition, they're supposed to close in about 4 or 5 months from now. So they have a cold feet and they don't know whether they should or not. So all of that is going to have to put into the agreement of purchase and sale. So if that happens, so what would be the procedure they have to take? And the number 3, contractors under construction contract. So basically when somebody is renovating the commercial property, somebody is building a commercial property, so they're going to have to be in this pandemic or anything like pandemic, or is a war going on, or is the earthquake coming in, so into their contract. So if that happens, what would happen to the work that they're doing, and who could sue who or what you have to do. So before you go and fight it, you just put it in a contract. So you don't fight it. You know exactly who stands where. And the commercial leases also, as I said, the starting point for any considering the rights and obligation in the context of the recent business interruptions and premises closure is what does the lease say. So basically, on the lease, and they want to know what the lease says. So we're going to go. That's the law. So they're going to go after that. So what does the lease say? Careful attention and review should be given to the express terms of the lease, and specifically provisions that they rent. So at what condition they have to be rent, health emergency and complaints with the laws. So all of that has to be in the leasing agreement. So they know if they got something like this, again, or if that happened, doesn't matter. They have to pay the rents. And then continue. It means not going dark. As per the lease agreement, they have to be open, which they cannot just, they cannot close the doors because you're going to attend less traffic to come to the mall. So you have to keep it always open. But what would happen in a condition that like pandemic is going to hit the society? The landlord itself is forced to close all the stores, like a construction demolition clause, as you probably know. And what happens if tenants have to do all of spending all this money and all of this upgrading their property? So what happened to them? So all of that has to be taken under consideration. Also, like on the other hand, COVID-19 outbreak may many tenants may be looking for some type of their rent relief or even the ability to terminate their lease. Where they express these, don't give such rights to the tenant right now. So they're going to be looking for, everything is going to change. Like all of these leases, agreements, all of that, all of that is going to be they keep adding clauses to protect both parties. However, usually the tenant is going to lose, but that's the way it's going to be.
You know, many realtors, they are working in commercial real estate, and some realtors, they want to come to commercial real estate. So what is your recommendation for these people at this time? How they should work? How they should work in this time?
This is a good time, I believe, to pick up an area. It's a good time to make money for real estate agents because everybody right now is in distress. Everybody wants to just download whatever they have. So for real estate agents, I always made money myself when I was in making money bad real estate, like, you know, in a bad economy. But, you know, because in a good economy, everybody is doing their thing. They don't have to list it with anybody. You need somebody actually be able to sell the property and all that. So this is a good time to pick up an area of their interest and farm the area for individual private and small property owners who may be interested to sell due to their financial stress. You cannot go after like a RioCan trying to sell their properties because they have enough money, they don't need you. So you have to go small private ones that they might have a difficulty, and you're under pressure and need help to sell their property, and that's where you go. So this is the best time for real estate agents to make money. And other than that, beside all of that, so the most important thing is comply with the federal and provincial real estate council and real estate council of Ontario, Canadian Real Estate Association, Ontario Real Estate Association rules and regulation for safety of themselves and their families and public in these crucial times, and keep safe. But it's a time to make money.
So it's a good time. It means that there are more sellers. I mean, sellers, not big guys, smaller guys. There are more sellers because of this difficulty. So it's a big opportunity for realtors and go and knock on their doors, call them, and find them and start selling those properties.
Yes, and always, as soon as you want the property, the big buyers, they will buy it. like you don't have to look for a small buyer again, but there might be somebody that who has money in a bank is going to buy it. If you have a client that has the money, he could buy it. But big buyers such as pension funds, all of those public corporations, they are buyers of commercial properties because they buy the commercial properties not for the mere income. They buy it for other reasons. So they are the buyers. So don't worry about the buyers. Go find the properties. I give you the buyers.
Oh, great. Good. We can provide buyers for, agents who joined United Realty of Canada.
Of course. Well, no, actually, I did the planning not to. No, we have to work for United Realty. Then I give them all the help that they want.
Thank you. Because we have a limited time, I have two more questions to ask. But before that, two questions. Do you have any final thoughts about this situation and all this?
Yes, stay positive, keep working, invest in your future. Now is the time to get more listing. There are a lot of commercial properties which will become available for sale due to COVID-19. So do all of that. That's my final thought for the agents.
Thank you so much. I know you have you teaching a course for realtors.
Yes.
And could you explain this course? I know you charge them, not charge them. You get $5,000 refundable deposit they put, and you teach them, and there is a contract they have to sign. But a little bit talk about this your course. What you teach in these courses, and explain about a little bit about details.
Okay, I've been in commercial real estate over 40 years now, like closing to 43. But however, during this time, 10 years of it, I've experience of teaching commercial real estate. But I do not actually teach for the people to learn and go do their business. I teach them to come and join me as a team, and then I support them and give all the knowledge so they could make money. That's the way I do it. But however, teaching these courses, there is a system to it that I have to do it, but they have to be, for me to come back and teach them and make them money, is that they have to come and register with United Realty for me to be able to come in and teach them and help them to make money. However, one of the process for the people that I usually teach, I learn that when they learn, they don't stay with us, they just want to go and they do it themselves. However, for that not to happen, I charge them each $5,000, which is refundable, as you said, within 1 year. If they make a deal, I give it back to them because we're going to be sharing the commission on all of that. So I will give them our buyers. I help them. You see, my teaching in commercial real estate is not only teach them how the commercial works. I help them to make sure that how they get clients, how to negotiate, how to talk to the potential developers. These are the things I teach them so they not be left behind when they're talking to developers. So if they join United, I will be very soon helping them to make good money. Some of my students, however, they're doing very good. They become developers themselves now. They join venture big developers. They are doing very good. And then you go to commercial real estate, not just because to make commissions. You go to commercial real estate because you want to be a developer, you want to be an investor. That's 5 years from now. So that's what we teach.
So if a realtor join United Realty of Canada,
that's the only way I teach them.
That's the only way.
No other.
Great, fantastic. Is there do they have to still pay $5,000 refundable or no?
Well, yes, that's just because I don't want them to just learn and run away, because they get it back. So this is proving to me that my time is not wasted.
Right.
They stay at least 1 year with you guys, and they're going to be generating income, and then they get it back. So it's refundable.
Perfect.
Just instead of them in their bank account, it would be in our bank account. And then they get it back when they make the first deal happen. There you are.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Because we're going to make a lot of money on the commission that we don't care about 5,000.
Right. How long this course takes?
Usually on a sandwich courses, it would be 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, or 4 weeks.
Oh.
Because a lot of exercises they have to do, I go along with them on a live exercises.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you sit in a classroom, you hear the theory, and then you all by your own. No, you have to go and practice, and I'm going to be there, and it's a live practice. You will go to the cities. I teach them what they have to say when you go and get some information from here and there. So it's all live. So that by itself will take 2 weeks before you could even open your mouth and talking to any developer. Majority of residential developers, there's a residential agents, they try to do commercial, but they're not successful. And I know why, because they don't have the course that I teach. So many people teach commercial real estate, but they don't teach what I'm teaching, how to negotiate.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Very, very important key, because a negotiation is the most important part to close the deal successfully.
I give you one example. If I'm going to call a developer is busy with a plumber, drywall guy, with a construction guy. All of a sudden, your call comes in as an agent. You want to sell him something. Do you think he has a time? He gives you have only 30 seconds to make him interested. And you have 1 minute total to get an appointment. If you don't know what you're talking about, he hang up on you and never talk to you again. And every time you call him, he's not available. So that's what we teach.
Mm-hmm.
That they trust you, they deal with you.
Oh, great. Yeah. Also, we emphasize to realtors that make sure that any field that you're working, if it's commercial, residential, even commercial, which in lease department, or your land development, or whatever you're working, you have to have a complete information that you can talk to clients. Then clients going to respect you, and they're going to talk to you. So that's a very good point. We have few, I think 8-9 minutes left. I want to see if anybody has a question so far. Jerry, is anybody have a question?
Yes, sir. There is a question from Mr. Moeen, and Mr. Moeen wants to know, is the commercial real estate as bad as compared to residential real estate?
Commercial real estate is not for everybody. You have to have a talent for business. And then if you do have that, it's tough, but making money is more than residential real estate.
No, I see your point, but the question is basically, is the commercial real estate right now as bad as compared to the residential real estate market?
No, because it's still commercial real estate is happening. There is a report I was reading the last month. There was $720 million worth of real estate, commercial real estate has been done, exchange hands.
In March or April?
It's happening.
March?
Yeah.
Oh, March.
Yeah. So it means that people buying properties for future development, future investment, because nowadays that city of Toronto and including all other cities that joining together, they are looking to give density to plazas. So they want, because the shortage of land, they want people to build over plazas. So deals are happening. So many reasons that deals are happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. There is another question, Jerry, from Janet. Janet asking, commercial real estate is a broad topic. What areas in real estate do you cover in your 4-week course?
Well, in the first week, it would be all general. So it would be about development, industrial properties, land development, investment property, retail, shopping centers, office building, all of that. And then I would be talking to you, and then I see where is your strong points. Then I'm going to direct you to that direction. And so some people, they love industrial, some people, they love investment properties such as medical buildings, some people office buildings, some people retail plazas, because you want to show yourself out there, to introduce yourself to potential investors that you're a specialist and expert in what you're doing. If you out there and try to do all of them together, you have a grocery store. They just another residential agent is involved in it. So we're gonna make sure we talk to you, we help you to make a decision of what sort of commercial real estate that they want to be active in.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you're gonna touch on many aspects of
because they have to have the knowledge. Yeah, they have to have the knowledge if they're talking to one of their investors or buyers. So they have to have some sort of knowledge about other kind of real estate because but they have to be an expert in one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, a specialist in one field.
Yeah.
Jerry, is there any question? Any more question you see?
No, I don't see any questions. We still have another 5 minutes.
I see from William, it says, aside from browsing MLS, what methods would you suggest in looking for distressed sellers of commercial real estate?
So this is what we teach.
But you're not going to tell us now. You're not going to tell us now.
Right? Yeah, well, this is what we teach. Okay. But however, what I could tell you, however, is that current and possible future vacancies that you have to look to see which property that if you're driving here and there, you will see that there is a commercial retail plaza that has a vacancy there. So this guy probably has it for lease, but if somebody talk to them, maybe they want to sell it because they are under pressure to pay the payments. So that's one of the ways, but I will just to answer your question.
Thank you so much.
There is another question from Mr. Mohin, and he wants to know, because of the situation that has happened, a lot of businesses, employees are working from home. So now these business owners are thinking, working remotely from home is much better than working in the office space. So obviously now there will be, more office space available. So what do you think will be the future of commercial office space?
To my experience, actually this is one of the things that is happening right now. So all the empty office buildings, a lot of these corporations, they probably have the front office, but everybody work from home, or if the situation it is. And all of these are huge office buildings. They're going to change hand and going to be rezoned for residential development, and also mixed with retail, office, and residential. So they're going to be, you will see that change coming.
Excellent. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Any more question, Jerry?
Yeah, I have one more question for Mr. Sobhi. Mr. Sobhi, I wanted to know, did you structure any commercial deals with vendor take-back financing?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you structure any commercial deals with vendor take-back financing?
Oh yes, it's always happening. If people that they want to sell their property and somebody wants to buy it, but they have some money, and bank does not finance them, so you buy it from them. They take second or first mortgage on the property, and if this guy defaults, and they take it back, so they make money. So obviously, there are many of this is going to come up very soon.
Okay, fantastic, awesome, thank you.
If this is it,
we have 2 minutes. Jerry, is there any more question or
no, we don't have any questions. If you want to wrap up, that'll be great.
Emphasize on Friday. Please join us on Friday for the 10 common buyers. Is good both first-time home buyers. Please join. And other than that, so make sure realtors who like to join us, they can give us a call. We give hot leads. We coach them how to close. Also, there is a team support. So we have a very strong CRM and lead generation system already working. So you can ask us and join us. And other than that, I wish everybody safe.
If you also talk about for tomorrow for BMO.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
The question from BMO team that will come.
1 minute. We have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Actually, last week we don't have any time to ask a question. I think tomorrow we have a team again the same as last week. They will
Great.
come and answer those questions that
4 p.m., right? 4 p.m.
Yes,
p.m.
yes.
4 p.m. Question and answer with BMO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. So,
No
Jerry, we are almost done. Less than 1 minute. If you might make final remarks and comments.
Yes,
Well,
thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, thank you very much for inviting
Thank you.
me.
Thank you.
I'm very
Thank you
glad
so
to
much.
see all of you, especially
Thank you.
all of you. I just noticed Mr. Rahanchin also is there. So I just wanted to say hi.
And bye.
And bye. So hope talking to you again.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Sobhi.
sir.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Mr.
much.
Sobhi. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening. Bye-bye.
You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
See you.